riveter. I'm not riveting stuff every day, so it's in here. Seal puller, pry bars, just a number of things. There's an antifreeze checker right there, and a brake line bender. That's specifically what that is, for bending brake lines. Use it occasionally, not that much. There's a brake piston compressor for disc brakes. And under here, even bigger specialty tools that I use even less, except for this one, which is a motorcycle chain breaker. And I don't use it that much. I mean, how often do you change the chain on your motorcycle? So far I've done it once in 5 years on this motorcycle, and then I got sick and I haven't really ridden the motorcycle enough to need a new chain. But there's specialty stuff in there. This box I bought just to empty out that box a little bit. And the top of this I use mostly for putting a spare part into as I roll this over to the motorcycle or the lawnmower or whatever. I have a few odds and ends of tools in here, but there's room in here to just throw a couple parts in there. And that was the intent of this. This is my batteries and my impact driver drawer. I have my bits here, some impact bits. These are actually Walmart. These are Hart impact bits. They're impact rated. It's a pretty neat little set for only $8. So I got some wedges there, felling wedges for chopping down trees. It's my actual electrical drawer that's getting more use than the other one. It has my soldering iron and my VOM and my heat shrink tubing, stuff I actually use. And I have a pass-through socket set here, which is really cool. This thing, I'd have to do a whole different video on this. Maybe you can go to Tony the technician or someplace and take a look at his video on it, but it's a very versatile little set for $20. You should get one. It's probably about 15 with a coupon, I forget. I have picks in here, a variety of picks, and the pliers I use the most. The motorcycle drawer, this is the stuff that I use the most to work on my Kawasaki ZRX 1100. There's not a lot to say about this, except that I need my son to bring back my 14mm gear wrench, because he accidentally borrowed it when he was down here and he took it home with him and he knows it. Maybe he'll bring it on the next trip. He didn't bring it back for Father's Day, but we went fishing, so that's okay. And then this is my socket and ratchet drawer for working on the van or the lawnmower or that. I mean, anything that I'm going to just be sitting on this stool working on. Everything is at stool sitting height because that's where I'm probably going to be the most. And I will say that most of my sockets, 99% of my sockets are Craftsman USA sockets. And I use the Craftsman USA ratchets for years. I mean years, like 30 years. Okay, this is one of the old original ones. And I like them, but they're, nowadays you can get a ratchet that's like this. And they make them even better than this. They make them with 90 teeth and 120 teeth. And as far as being able to get into places, there are better options than the old Craftsmans. And I like these Harbor Freight insulated ones. They're really nice. They're all 72 teeth too. Very smooth, very nice. This one's even better for leverage, and it's still insulated. So you don't have to worry about banging it into things and getting shocked. Here's actually a 1/4-inch speed wrench. And in my motorcycle drawer, I have a 3/8 one that I use for spark plugs, my favorite spark plug wrench. So I have a mixture of Craftsman USA tools in here, and frankly, most of the rest of them are Taiwanese Harbor Freight tools. And they're good. I like all of them. This is a Western Auto. This is a USA made 1/2 inch from back in the 70s. And it still works great. I finally broke the 3/8 inch one, but it was cheap, super cheap. I bought it as a kid. My first 1/2 inch ratchet right there. And have given away almost a complete set of Craftsman USA ratchets to my daughter for her homeowners toolkit. But that's about it. I have a wide variety of homeowner-based tools now. I have a corded recip saw from Harbor Freight. It's the kind that has the 6 positions to turn it. I have a cordless palm sander that for small jobs, it's great. You want to round some stuff off and smooth it, that's fine. But don't plan on sanding your floor with it or a picnic table or something like that unless you want to have a lot of batteries. I have a cordless recip saw from Walmart, Hyper Tough, and it's actually fantastic. It works great for pruning limbs. That's what I usually use it for because it's so much lighter than the one next to it. And it's cordless, so it's very light. And I use it to prune branches so I can throw them in my chipper. And then there's a angle grinder from Harbor Freight. It's also great. I use it with flap wheels. I use it with grinding discs. It's good stuff. And this cart, I love this cart. Harbor Freight, US General, Series 2. It has a little shelf on it. Put whatever you want on the shelf. You do what you want with your cart. You get the tools you need. I can recommend tools. My daughter gave me these Stanley screwdrivers. I never would have gone to a Stanley screwdriver in my life. She gave me these for Christmas. I actually love them. They're very nice. The tips are hard and the grips are soft and they're fat and there's a lot of leverage. They're good screwdrivers and I'm really glad she got them for me because I'm using them all the time. I've pretty much stopped using these old Craftsman ones from 30 years ago. I mean, I use them, but I'm finding myself using them as small pry bars more. And honestly, I never, ever did that as much as I know people do it. I never did before. But I have so many of them now. It's like if I break one now, who cares? I got my Stanleys. Those are my screwdrivers. This is a highly recommended floor jack. I love it. This is a highly recommended light. It's a Honeywell LED light, and it's super, super bright on the stand. I have halogen lights over there on the stand. Get the lighting that you want. Get lots of lighting for your shop. Make sure you have lighting wherever you are. If you don't have good overhead lighting, then get some portable lighting like that to bring to your job. That's about all I have. I think you can see I'm homeowner based now. I have a map welder. This is my library of stuff that I actually own and actually need to work on. Those are owner's manuals from everything that I've ever bought that's operated with a motor or has a warranty. It's all there. There's a tub of grease right there to stick your fingers in and do wheel bearings if you want to. You figure out your own shop. You get what you need and you do it. And make no apologies. You don't have to be a pro. And you don't have to buy expensive Snap-on stuff either. Craftsman USA stuff, unfortunately, you probably will have trouble finding now. But I think there is some. I think they're starting to make some, so it'll be more expensive than it was back when I bought it. But I can vouch for it back then. It's probably good now, too. And Taiwan tools, they're good. China, not so much. Oh, here's a little tip. Take a welding magnet and just kind of stick your used greases up against your toolbox, and it holds them shut so they don't leak, and it keeps them right where you can see them so you know where they are. Make sure you have masks. Make sure you protect your eyes. Make sure you wear gloves when you're getting in grease and oil. And try not to get cancer like I did. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.